3% of the audience of the market is ready and willing, cash in pocket, being like, take my money. That's all they want. They want you want them to literally be thinking about your post, your reel, your conversation at night. There's a common phrase in marketing that if you sell to everybody, you sell to nobody. And you and I both know how fucking true that is. So the question I have for you is, why are you still doing it? And you may think you're not doing it, but I want to show you how you actually are doing it without being aware of how you're doing it. And then, of course, how you can stop doing it and create beautiful content that actually converts people who are actually ready to buy into customers, into business soulmates. So 2 things I want to share with you. Number 1, before we get into number 2, of course, is there is this common, I forget the actual name of it, concept in marketing that it's called the pond, the lake, and the ocean. At the beginning of your journey as a coach, 3% of the audience is ready and willing to buy from you. Think about that. 3% of the audience of the market is ready and willing to buy from you. Do you know who that is for you? And most importantly, do you know what you have to give them? And so you can check off that yes and yes if you do. And so great, you connect with them, but most likely it's either you don't know who it is or you don't know exactly what you're going to sell to them. So we're going to get into it a little bit at least. I've made a couple other videos on the offers, so if you want to go check those out, feel free. That's not really the basis of the video, but I do want to tell you that 3% of the audience, the market, is literally cash in pocket, being like, take my money. The job that you have is to connect with them and obviously to convert them into business soulmates rather than just prospects who continually watch your videos or maybe if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn or somewhere else, see your content and don't buy. And the reason they are not buying and converting into business soulmates, so now we're getting into number 2, is because you are creating content that speaks to everyone and you are not creating conversion content. So I want to talk about conversion content, what it actually is, how you can do it, and then obviously the benefits from it. So what conversion content actually is speaking. So obviously right now I am both speaking to you and I'm speaking to many people. This video is a video on YouTube, which means a lot of people can see it. But the way that I'm speaking is I'm speaking to you, not to a group audience. I'm speaking to you about your problems, the solutions that you may be able to put on those problems. If you say yes, I say you could. Ultimately, I'm not in control of whether you solve your problems or not. You are. So the solutions that you could use to solve your problems, and I forget wherever I was going with this, but I'm speaking to you about your problems, your solutions. Oh, and then the results you'll get applying those solutions. Okay. That helps you feel understood and trust me, and most importantly, trust yourself. Because ultimately, you showing up in this video is not trusting me. It's you showing yourself, I trust myself enough to give the results or to give, to solve my own problems, which is beautiful. So thank you for coming here. Same thing with you. Whether you create videos on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or some other platform where you're active on Threads, or you're active on LinkedIn, or you go to networking events, or maybe you're on Meetup, or wherever it is, whatever you use to connect with people, gotta speak to people one-on-one. Be present for who you're speaking to, because ultimately what drives your people who are watching the videos or the posts you're putting out, or see the posts, or connecting with you at those networking events, is when they feel understood and when they feel, which is pretty much the same as understood, when they feel like you're being present with them. That's all they want. They want you to speak to their heart one-on-one, because then they feel understood and then they trust themselves enough to come to you for help with their problem. So many people actually know what their problems are, but don't feel comfortable enough to come to someone for help with them. That's just how people are. I'm like that sometimes, you're like that sometimes, we're all fucking like that sometimes. To make what makes us beautifully human, okay? But people want to be spoken to, so fucking speak to your ideal audience and make the presumption, your ideal avatar, your dream person, You can. It's called the law of presumption. We're not going to get into today. It's a manifestation. I won't call it a rule, a guideline. You can actually presume that the people that you want to target, or really that dream business soulmate, the ideal avatar you have that you want to target, every piece of content you make, if I were you, or like solid 80%, maybe 20% visibility content that appeals to the mainstream, so to speak. But let's say at least 50, if not 80% of the content you make, if I were you, and so I do this, target that one person and speak to their fucking heart again and again and again and again. Sometimes it takes that dream avatar, that ideal business soulmate, one video, one post, one conversation, one something to be like, oh my God, like I want to buy from you. Please, like I trust myself enough to buy from you. Like I want your offer. Sometimes it takes some fucking 20. So ultimately, like get out of your own way. You don't know, and this is the beauty of the universe, how long it's going to take, how many touch points, whether it's a DM, an in-person conversation, a video, a Facebook post, whatever it is, how many touch points it's going to take them to convert. So every piece of content, or at least 50% of content you make, actually I would not do every piece, but especially where you are on your journey, not every piece, but at least half. At least half the pieces of content you make appeal to exactly what they want, exactly what they need, and exactly how you can help them get what they need and get out of their problem. Again and again and again. Stop making typical, like cliche, feel-good content that appeals to everybody, aka appeals to nobody, and start, or really continue, making content that appeals to your dream avatar's fucking biggest, juiciest, hardest, most strenuous, and most stressful problems, and the most beautiful, fucking gorgeous, dreamy transformations they can get if they work with you. Just over and over and over again. It's not that so many people don't know about you, it's that so many people don't know what you can actually do for them or help them do. And so conversion content is really one of the biggest, for some reason, one of the biggest secrets in marketing. Speak to your ideal avatar again and again and again and again. You want them, or maybe at least, you want them to literally be thinking about your post, your reel, your conversation at night. Because A, you're helping them at night if they're thinking about that rather than their own problems, right? B, they're more likely to buy from you. And C, if they do buy from you, they're way more likely to get that result because they trust you, and most importantly, they trust themselves more. And so all of those are fucking gorgeous. So that's the video, my friend. Point one. Point two, please create converting and conversion content. Visibility content's great. Appealing to everybody is great. Once in a blue moon, once in a while, maybe 50% of the time or 20% of the time. But at some point in your journey, you need to stop doing everything and start focusing on one or two just not micro problems, one or two big problems again and again and again, and speaking to that one person again and again and again, over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You see where I'm going with this, because now you're saying it to yourself and you're like, I get it. That's the point. You want them to get it. You see? It's so simple, so beautiful. Get out of your own way. Fucking, don't shove it down their throats, but essentially, like, be like their angel on their shoulder who's just whispering, like, you could have so much more. Like, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. And then they're like, okay, Michael, I get it. And you want to be that, right? And so, trust yourself enough. Keep putting content out. In fact, I've created a video about posting more content and getting out of your own way. So if you want to go watch it, it's carded here. And that is all for this video, my dear friend, my beautiful friend. I will say, If you want help with this, if you want help creating your own soul line business and enrolling at least 3 new business soulmates within 6 weeks guaranteed, feel free to book a call with me down below. We're going to work on your offer. We're going to work on your soulmate energy system, aka how you can connect with other people and ultimately build that soul line business for yourself and generate at least 3 new business soulmates within a 6-week period. So if you want that, that sounds juicy. Feel free to book a call with me down below, and I'll hopefully see you there, my friend. Have the most amazing day ever, and I send you so much peace, love, and light. Peace.